everyone. Welcome to the full moon workshop. I was just crying, so there's a lot of energy moving. This is a very strong full moon because, first of all, it's a full moon, so it always feels a little bit more intense. And it's in Scorpio. And the ruling planet of Scorpio is Mars, and Mars is in Aries. So if you're like, what the hell are you talking about? That means that Mars right now is very strong. So the influence of this full moon, because it's connected to Mars, Mars is strong, the full moon is strong, Scorpio is strong, there's a lot happening. So I'm going to explain to you how to work with this energy. We're gonna pull some tarot cards. I'm gonna teach you a little bit of magic. Today it's actually a spell, and it's been very helpful in my life. It's very simple, and it is going to show you who is around you that should not be there, who the sort of like secret, quote unquote enemies are, and these types of things. So it's a very helpful energy, especially under a full moon in Scorpio, because Scorpio loves to sort of investigate things, reveal things, and Scorpio energy can be very secretive. So I think that this spell is really just the best thing for right now. And you can use it anytime, of course, but I'll teach you that in a little bit. Okay, what do I want to do? I want to just start with a really short announcement that my book launches in less than 1 month. On May 26th, it will be released. I'm so excited. And if you pre-order, you will be automatically entered to win. I'm doing a giveaway, a free trip to Portugal. You're gonna fly here. I'm gonna pay for the flights. We're gonna do a one-on-one dinner and a reading, and you're gonna get a full week pass to Wheelhouse, my space here in Portugal. It's beautiful. I'll give you a cute little, this is like the cafe area. It's co-working. In the back, we have so much other stuff. It's beautiful. But you will also get a digital retreat that we've already filmed live with so many people. Anyways, you can find all of that information below. The link is below, okay? And please, if you love me and my work, this book is incredible. It will help you understand how to energetically architect your life. And in the book, I have 40 QR codes that branch out to an entire new world, digital ecosystem that I've created with podcasts, teachers, somatic body workers, people to help you literally shift your mind and change your life and just expand and improve and liberate yourself. It's seriously a beautiful project. So please support me. Let me help you support yourself. It's an amazing book. Okay, let's jump into this full moon in Scorpio and why does it feel so intense? First of all, if your sun, moon, or rising, so your sun, your moon, or your rising sign is a cardinal, sorry, not cardinal, we are looking at Scorpio, which is fixed energy. So give me 1 second because I wrote these down wrong. That is Taurus, that is Scorpio, that is Leo, and Aquarius. Okay. So if your sun, moon, or rising is Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, or Aquarius, you are definitely going to be noticing that maybe you feel overwhelmed, really empowered, excited about what's coming, nervous about all the changes happening. But I want you to know, and for all of us, because this full moon in Scorpio is really deeply transformational. This is not only about us changing our lives externally, that change first starts internally. So on a cellular level, because when you think about Scorpio energy, it's really like the deep subconscious mind, the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind really influences how our cells, our consciousness, our body responds to our deeper thoughts, deeper traumas, deeper limitations, fears, ideas. And when we begin to see our fears, our anxieties, our traumas, or whatever, and we allow ourselves to acknowledge them, really, and see how we've been controlling or maybe trying to control life, or trying to micromanage the things around us, or trying to lie to ourselves about changes that need to be made, or people that we shouldn't be hanging out with, or whatever. When we finally admit to ourselves that something here feels off and I need to look at it and I need to maybe work through it, that's when we take our power back. Because if we're not looking at the shadow aspects of ourselves, then they're like operating in the background. They're just like operating, they're doing their thing, and we're either not looking, or we're pretending we don't see it, or we're ignoring it, or it's literally happening without our knowledge. It's just happening in the background. But we're seeing results in real time. We're seeing our actual world, our relationships, our projects, our experiences show us again and again where we hit barriers, or where something fails, or where we keep getting stuck in these old loops in relationships, or addictive patterns, or old impulses and behaviors. So if you're noticing that the volume has been cranked up a little bit with some of your relationships, because you're noticing that like this pattern is back. Maybe it's a personal pattern, maybe it's a relational pattern, it doesn't matter, but pattern recognition is your best friend, because when you see the pattern, you can understand, okay, there is something happening in my emotional body, or in my energetic body, in my mental body. We have all of these different layers, right? So there's emotion, energetic, ethereal, mental, like it goes on and on. My point is, the only layer that we really see is the physical layer. So that is where everything is mirroring back to us and showing us, this is successful, or this is not successful, because this relationship pattern is not supporting me. It's stressing me out, or it's not feeling good anymore. It's not feeling safe anymore. So I want you to really begin to allow yourself to recognize the patterns in your life. And under this full moon in Scorpio, we need to start questioning, why is that pattern still there? Or where did this pattern start? Because, for example, my own patterns that I'm really recognizing right now is I overgive, I try to control everything, I try to solve all of the problems, all of the issues for everyone all the time, because when I was a kid, I always had to try and control the situation, control the environment, because it wasn't safe. Like, it was chaotic, it was stressful, it was alarming. We don't need to get into, why, but and I will, and I have before in other areas. I just feel like for this example, my childhood trained me to be hyper vigilant, to really be trying to manipulate the environment for my safety or security. I noticed that the more useful I was for people, the more safe I was. So I began solving problems, helping people do everything, making sure that they see my value, because I'm showing up and I'll do whatever you need so I can provide you with some help or support, so you keep me close and I continue to be in the quote unquote sort of inner circle because it's safer there. You know what I mean? So that behavior started as a child and was reinforced as a teen and reinforced as a young adult. And even now I'm 36 and I'm noticing that I'm like, wow, like this pattern of me overgiving, like I hire people who literally have not been able to do the job, and I'm paying them and I'm constantly taking care of them, managing them, solving their issues, like just because that feels normal for me, that feels safe. And then because I'm stressed, and I'm explaining this because I want you to really reflect on your life, like where do you have your patterns? Maybe they're similar to mine, maybe they're not, but what I'm noticing is that childhood pattern is still very much alive now, and I'm noticing it because I'm noticing a lot of discomfort with the people, the projects, the things, the processes in my life. And with that, and this is the second part of the Scorpio energy, with that discomfort, I'm self-soothing. And the way that I self-soothe, I'm noticing, oh, I'm eating more, or I'm shopping more, or whatever your thing is, you know, eating, drinking, shopping, fucking, screaming, fighting. Like, there's a part of you inside that's like, I don't like this. I don't like this, and I don't feel good. And I was having a conversation with one of the people in my book, one of the collaborators from like the podcast and the workshop collaborations in my book. A lot of you, I'm sure, already know her. Her name is Dr. Raquel Martin. She is an incredible woman, and we were chatting, and she sort of like introduced this new concept to me about like danger versus discomfort. And a lot of us, we think our body thinks we're in danger when we're actually experiencing discomfort. And there is a big difference here, because danger will have us responding in like survival, fight or flight, and we're getting like hyper vigilant. Whereas discomfort, we actually don't even have to respond. We can just sit in the discomfort and we can experience that and let that pass without it meaning something big and dramatic. And right now I'm noticing that like, wow, I'm not in danger. I'm actually okay, but I am very uncomfortable. And when I'm noticing I'm uncomfortable, can I sit with it? Or do I try to take control of the situation? Do I try to escape the feeling by drinking or fucking or eating or sleeping or whatever? And not to say that you can't do those things, because sometimes you're like, fuck it, I just need a quick fix, like give me a coffee or something, and like whatever, we're all human, it's fine. But we don't want to allow those self-soothing mechanisms to take from us, to be extractive, and energy is leaking. We don't want that. So what I'm now noticing is, how do we, like I said earlier, take our power back? Because if you are unconsciously just eating and you don't know why, if you are feeling that discomfort and you're impulsive, or you're going into fight or flight, or you're in this panic or whatever, and you're doing that because you're in discomfort, but you don't realize it. You don't know how to give it a name. You don't know how to self-soothe in a better way. You don't know how to manage your emotions, etc. Like, that is a dangerous place to be, because that habit, that reaction, that experience, that negative discomfort experience is literally taking your power. It is taking your energy. You are leaking your energy. So this full moon in Scorpio is asking you, where do you have these patterns that were maybe formed in childhood, your teen years, early relationships, or even recently? Where do you have these patterns that create discomfort, and maybe you're responding like you're in danger when you're not? You're okay, but you're not comfortable. And then instead of sitting with the discomfort and working through it, we're self-soothing in a way that is actually leaking more energy, because we are giving our power away to eating, drinking, shopping, fucking, whatever. And how can we recognize that for the interruption? That is what the goal is. And I want to really emphasize, this full moon in Scorpio is actually happening, I believe, in the second decan. And the second decan is it's a point of witnessing and review and understanding, okay, there is something happening here and I need to do something about it. But I want you to know, and this is not to tell you to do nothing, because that's not what I'm saying, but this is really a moment of recognizing, okay, something is off here. Something is off here. Or this doesn't feel right. I don't like this habit. I don't like how I respond. I don't like that I scream, or that I can't really control my emotions with these people or in these situations or whatever. I don't like that I'm giving and giving and giving and I'm not being compensated properly in this working relationship, or that I give and give and give and I don't get equal, reciprocity in return. So this is more about recognition. This is more about you really understanding what parts of yourself or how you show up in relationship, how those things need to change. Yes, you can start the change, of course, and I suggest that you try and you move through it, but I don't want you to beat yourself up if you feel like it's a little bit difficult to make the change right now, because this second decan is actually about revelations and required changes. And if you can at least recognize the pattern and maybe start to ask new questions, Scorpio full moon, investigate new ideas, investigate why it's happening, investigate how you can start to pull it apart and not continue to let that just be who you are, because it's not who you are. It's how you've responded. It's how you've learned to respond. It's not who you are as a person. Like, it's not that. So I really want you to use this full moon to ask questions, investigate, understand something. And yes, if you can make some changes, amazing, but don't feel, oh, you have to do everything right now, because you don't. This is more about you recognizing something, okay? The other thing I want to say here is that Chiron and Mercury are conjunct. The two of them are together in the sign of Aries. Now, Chiron is our wounds, our deep traumas, the unprocessed parts of ourself that influence our decisions, okay? So like deeply tied to everything I just talked about. And Mercury is our perspective. So seeing it, actually seeing it, or starting to question it, because Mercury asks a lot of questions. That is all happening in the sign of Aries. And Aries is about who we are and who we are now becoming, because it's a new cycle, a new start tied to our identity. So this full moon in Scorpio is actually helping you really understand who you have been and how to release that. There is deep transformation energy here. This is like Phoenix from the ashes, when the bird explodes, dies, and then rises again. Like, that is this energy. So recognize what needs to change. Allow yourself to let the new identity, let it emerge. And it's gonna take time, but I just want you to know that that is the overall energy right now that we are experiencing, okay? And if you think that this is helpful, like, please share this information, send this workshop to someone. There's a reason I make this pay what you can, so that other people can just pay $1 and like understand what is going on. This is very helpful information. So, or record a part of it and upload it to your Instagram. Like, please guys, help other people get this information, because if this is helpful for you, it's gonna be helpful for other people. I know it is. The card I have here is the Seven of Cups. Okay, the Seven of Cups is about options, overwhelm, confusion. So a lot of us feel like we are driving through the fog right now, and that's okay. That's just the energy. And I don't want you to feel like you have to figure it all out right now, because you don't. You're not going to. Like, you won't understand everything right now. And that's the beauty of this Scorpio energy, is it's guiding us through the dark. We don't know where we're going. We really don't. And if you think about Scorpio energy, it's like the lotus flower. At my house on the farm, my pool is an organic pool, and I think last week we had like 23 lotus flowers blooming in the pool. And I was noticing that, like, they literally, it's like a bulb on a vine, and it grows from the bottom. It grows and it climbs and it climbs and it climbs to the surface, and then it blooms. That starts in the mud. That starts in the darkness. That beauty, that expansion, that opening starts deep, deep, deep down in the dirty, sticky, like dark black, like sludge. It starts there, and then it grows and it grows and it grows, and eventually it opens and it becomes this beautiful thing. So right now you are on that journey of, like, maybe you're still in the mud and it's sticky. Maybe you're working your way up. Like me, I feel like, okay, I'm working my way up. I'm like probably 30% from the surface. I can feel it. Some of you are maybe already opening, or you're blooming. We're all different, but that is the overall energy of Scorpio, okay? So I want you to keep that in mind. Okay. I'm going to teach you the spell. I also think for anyone who feels like they are ready to let go, like a deep release of an old part of yourself or an old relationship or an old project, situation, something that just feels sticky, something that when I'm talking about this and you're thinking about that person or that project or something that feels like it's draining you, it could even be your habit. I really encourage you to watch the cord cutting workshop. This is one of my best-selling, most powerful tools that I've literally ever created. This practice, and if you already downloaded it, amazing. Just watch it again, because Scorpio energy is about release, death, and transformation. And that cord cutting workshop, y'all, I'm gonna do it also. This is the perfect time for a cord cutting workshop. And it can be letting go of an old part of yourself, business, projects, lovers, people, family, friends you can't stop thinking about, or you feel them in your fields. You feel like they are just, I don't know, out of nowhere. You're like, why am I thinking about this person? Or I'm feeling them or whatever. Clear it out. Cut the cord, okay? And then you need to reestablish boundaries and not let them back in. I talk about that in the workshop. But cord cutting, watch it again or download it. The link is below, okay? It's super cheap, it's affordable, and you can use it literally 100 times in your life moving forward. So do the cord cutting workshop. It's the perfect time. Okay, so the magic spell. I would get a white candle or a black candle. I have done this many times. It helps, it works, it's really effective. You hold the candle, settle your energy, balance yourself out, feel good. Okay, you're going into ceremony, you know what I mean? Set up a cute little moment for yourself. You can hold any black candle or any white candle, whatever. Hold it in your hand. Take a deep breath, exhale, settle yourself. And I want you to say something like this, okay? And before you do it, you can write your own. It's more important that it makes sense for you instead of you just blindly following mine. No, make it for yourself, okay? This is your magic, your power. Now, hold the candle and you're gonna say something like, may all seen and unseen enemies or energetic drains be revealed, okay? All weapons that are formed against me, disarmed. I see clearly, I act wisely, I am protected. And so it is. I would say that 3 times. You can write your own, you can write it down and you can read it 3 times, but you wanna be really clear about all seen and unseen. That's the big one, the unseen enemies, okay? Because sometimes you'll notice, you'll get a feeling, and I also this is a separate practice, but I like to say, okay, spirit, the word is orangutan. Any enemy at this dinner party or any person in my field, I want them to use this specific word, orangutan, and that will signal to me that that is an enemy. That is a person that I should not be mingling with. And pick a random word. Bitch, when that person out of nowhere is like, oh my God, yeah, la la la, orangutan, and you're like, okay, ciao, that shit works, okay? So the picking a word, telling spirit and allowing that to help you is that's a big one. But for this, the candle, hold it. You're gonna say 3 times whatever you write down, okay? So may all seen and unseen enemies and energetic drains be revealed. May all weapons formed against me be disarmed. And I see clearly, I act wisely, and I am protected. And so it is. I would say it 3 times. At the end, I would blow onto the candle, and then you light the candle. And you leave that candle to just burn all the way, okay? That's gonna help you, I promise. That's gonna help. Okay, I want to do a quick energetic clearing and a meditation, so you can close your eyes now. You take a deep inhale and release whenever you're ready. Maybe do one more inhale and release. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. They're showing me, I want you to imagine yourself standing somewhere just wrapped in wire or string or rope or something, but you are standing and you are wrapped up. You are entangled. And I want you to feel that tight energy. I want you to ask yourself or ask your guides, like, what is binding me? What keeps me stuck or trapped? What energy is wrapped around me and holding me back? And then I want you to just remain open to see, is there a person that you think about? Is there a project, a habit? What binds you? I want you to experience, how do you feel about that binding? Do you feel frustrated? Do you feel angry? Do you feel sad? Do you just feel stuck? Disappointed? Like, what feelings and emotions are coming up about that binding? And then I want you to ask yourself, what do you do to allow that binding to happen? Are you not setting boundaries? Are you not speaking up? Are you saying yes when you should say no? What are you doing to contribute to that binding? And now I want you to, under this full moon in Scorpio, give yourself permission to unbind yourself, to let go of that entanglement, that cord, to cut that cord. I want you to give yourself permission to release yourself, because on some level you are deciding to be involved in this connection. You, in some way, are allowing this to influence you. So give yourself permission to let go of that, to release that. And then I want you to imagine that a white light, it starts pouring down like rain or a shower, and it starts to dissolve all of these cords, and you feel yourself expand. You breathe. Maybe take a deep breath and allow yourself to find a little bit more space and expand. Allow yourself to feel that white light pour over you, and it releases and clears all of these cords, this entanglement. It clears it off. And then I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to feel yourself expand, and imagine that white light is covering you in a protective layer. Take a deep breath and allow that white light to fill you up with vitality and life and strength, and to fuel you and to recharge you. And then I want you to say, I accept my power back. I call my power back. I want you to say, I am not available for these kinds of interactions. I am no longer available for these kinds of relationships. I want you to say, I am whole again. And take a deep inhale and allow your energy to come back into fullness. On the exhale, just release and relax, and you can bring some gentle movement back into the body, rolling the neck and the shoulders, opening your eyes when you're ready. And now I want you to just pause this video on my face if you can catch it. That's the pause game. I want you to pause this video and I want you to just write down whatever was coming up. And under this full moon in Scorpio, I am letting go of the following. I am calling back my energy. You know, so you can go write your list, and when you're done, I bet no one got that. That was so sneaky. Scorpio, sneaky. Okay, go write your damn list. Welcome back. Okay, so that's the workshop. If you want to go deeper, which I strongly suggest because we get one full moon in Scorpio a year, typically, and this is a very powerful time for the cord cutting workshop. So I'm going to post 2 cord cutting workshops below. One is very specific to romantic partners. The other one is more general for any connection, any cord that you want to release. I'm going to tell my team to put both of them there, okay? One is more general, the other one is more romantic specific. So look for that. The other thing, my book. This book will change your life. You can win a trip to Portugal. I will pay for your flights, accommodations. We are going to meet for dinner, do a reading. You're gonna get a full pass to Wheelhouse. Like, this is the book. I doodled all of these myself. Okay, look, my little drawings are in there. Loser. My drawings are in here. There's notes in here. And then every, Audacity, choose yourself. Not every chapter, but a lot of chapters have these QR codes. Like 45 of these chapters have these QR codes, okay? And what you do is you scan the QR code, it bridges you to an entire new website that I have built, and that has podcasts, conversations. And guys, you're gonna recognize some of these people. I have some good people, and we're gonna update the workshops like every 6 to 12 months. I've already been chatting with amazing people for the next round also. This book is your key into that world. And you could win a trip, and you will get a digital retreat automatically downloaded to your computer or sent to you or whatever for you to engage with now. Whatever. You can read all about it. It's below. I love you. I will see you very soon. Happy full moon. Good luck. Go cut some cords, babe. Love ya. Bye.